Here's a battle plan.
We do some quests, we fly some space maps, we collect some junk, somebody does some clampin', then we kill everybody and we're the main characters of the game now. And all without spending any pizza! This game's looking to be a lot of fun this year. I think that's great. Whoa, we'll spend a pizza alright. But not in the way you think. It's mostly about fuel refills! Never go against the family. Don't even think about going against— Hi everybody, it's WillBits, and the Robot Mafia event has begun. Stay loyal to the family. Play for a chance to earn members of the Robot Mafia. This is going to be a 2-week event, and it is going to feel very similar to the Monsters event in a lot of ways that I think are actually going to be pretty good. Let's look at it. Bad news, Professor. That shipment of artisanal robot oil we were delivering to the people who pay too much for everything homeworld was hijacked by the Robot Mafia. How could you let that happen, you imbecile? That oil was distilled from the finest truffles in Tuscany. I didn't expect you to be worried about the crew, but I'm a little surprised you're not worried about the ship. Ships and crews can be replaced. Customers you can overcharge can't. Let's learn about the Mafia event! Collect currency bars from cargo drops to earn stuff for Mafia characters. And this one has a very interesting mechanic in that there are 2 weeks worth of characters, but we can actually already access all of the maps and earn drops for characters that we can't even get till next week. So that's new. Good chance to get a head start and plot out your paths. Defeat robots to earn smuggled goods, and treasure sacks, use those to finish unlocking Mafia characters. So, it's a little column A, little column B of stuff that we'll get. Fry, drink your paycheck, Bender, plot a heist. Before you do anything, before you go running off, make sure to look over at your characters and place Joey Mousepad and clamps. They're pretty cheap. Joey Mousepad is 250 bronze bars and 45 smuggled goods, which you can get from the robot convicts. Similarly, clamps, they've done a good job and placed them next to the door because you know you're gonna get both of them, is gonna be collecting silver bars as well as treasure sacks, which come from white convicts and green convicts. They're running around here around your town. This mechanic is actually reminiscent of the Omicron event, a little bit of robot hell, but it's been a while since we've had any actual invaders coming in to fight. Right now, normal Fry is the only one who can fight it, and he just went off on a task, so that's a pity. But eventually you are going to want him, and I assume these other characters to actually do stuff. So my question now is, Money Suit Zoidberg is our premium character. He costs a cool 290 pizza. I'm gonna be picking him up regardless, but is he gonna help us fight stuff? Because if so, he might be the first premium in a while that actually does things. Let's look at him. Yeah!
Just as I had no idea.
Hooray! Zoidberg voices! Do you have a quest, Mr. Zoidberg? Hello? There you go.
Hey, Zoidberg, is that suit actually made of money?
Yes! I remember the time I briefly had millions of dollars. I had a money suit made, but then I took it to the dry cleaners, and then lost the rest of my money, so I couldn't pay to pick it up. But today, a lucky thing happened, which was that the Federal Reserve building blew up. And guess who was standing just near enough to grab a dry cleaning tab's worth?
Was it me?
No, it was Zoidberg. So, Money Suit Zoidberg, pop champagne, act like a high roller, yada 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 yada. He does lots of stuff. He's got a couple of cool animated tasks, but the question we really want to know, oh come on, Zoidberg doesn't get to fight him? Dear Tinyco, let Zoidberg fight him! That's the whole point of premium characters! Let me skip ahead with the premium character. Well, let's put some levels in him anyway. So he's actually an interesting influencer. I don't know if he's gonna be my or anybody's first choice, but he is interesting in that he, when he has mostly full health, 90% or more, he can remove all status effects from all of your combatants. I assume that means the people on your team, which is pretty good. And to help him keep that, his basic attack returns 40% of damage dealt back to him as health. That's one of the strongest, like, vampire leech attacks that I've ever seen. So he's actually kind of nice for that mechanic. If you have a heavy status effect fight, he's also immune to poison, burn, and bleeding. I don't know if we've seen a lot of those, but he basically cannot be dotted up. He has a pretty strong self-heal, and he can help cure everybody else. So if we have a fight where that becomes a problem, he might be an interesting one to keep in mind. Incentive if you're thinking about him. I wish, on top of being an interesting character to fight with, that he let us get a head start on fighting these guys. Maybe he'll fight the green ones. I don't know. Mildly disappointed. For now, be gone. Let's look at space. There is a new planet, Corleone 5. It looks a little suspiciously like Osiris 4, but smaller, but we won't give them too hard of time about that. That probably is true of lots of planets. How many colors can planets be? Other than infinite. There are 15 maps on here. They don't have any gates at the beginning, but the further down the path you go, the more gates you're going to have that are specifically related to story characters. They're maintaining the theme that, for now, story characters are on there, and it seems like these are all the maps we're going to get this event, so we don't have, like, a Money Suit Zoidberg gate, and the bots don't seem to do anything. There don't seem to be any monster gates. So if you're just starting, you can go with your current characters, but if you're also just starting, you have no chance at these later maps because the levels get up to, like, the 60s plus. Once again, 4-star teams are going to be the only ones to really push through everything. You're again going to want to just get as high as you possibly can and find the best boxes on the best map that you can handle. And if you've been leveling story characters like you probably should have been, since that's been a reoccurring theme this entire year since the alpha event, hopefully you have at least a couple of story characters that you've really narrowed in on because they're showing up again. Nice with these first ones, like there's no branching paths, you just immediately get stuff. Map 2, straight shot, no branching paths. Map 3, easy peasy. Gold bars, silver bars, and I believe the gold bars aren't even for this week. Map 4 has a recommended level of 20. It is the first one that has a gate, and it's gonna get a little hairier from here on out, but it's just Fry. If you don't have Fry up to level 22, hopefully you literally just started playing, because that's a pretty easy bar to clear. And we start getting nicer chests for your trouble. Hilariously enough, this map doesn't have any fights. You just kind of go through it. Why are there no fights? There should be a fight. That's silly. Okay. Rubber stamps. Ooh. Alright, now that we've used Fry, we're gonna have him do a fight over on the side. How long does it take? It doesn't tell me. That makes me nervous. Fry! Go. Oh, is it a one-on-one? All the more reason to level up your characters. I thought it was gonna be a timed hit thing. You won the... Wait, did they not drop anything? Okay, it comes over here. Looks like you get one of everything from it. So, basically, you just need to fight, like, 45 of those guys, and you get it. Oh, and then they have 3 hours to cool down. So I recommend, as soon as you can, level up your fry, and just have him clear everybody out, because you want those cooldowns to start ticking straight away.
Being a chump.
So there's your kicker, because there's exactly 3 of those robots out and about. So about every 3 hours, you're gonna wanna make sure your fry is free and clear to do stuff, and then you're gonna wanna shoot those guys down. I don't actually know
That's
what
my
level they
specialty.
are.
Come on.
I wish there was some kind of advice.
This is a bit awkward.
You can rush them for 40 pizza. That is steep. Do not recommend. But seeing as you can rush each item for 12 pizza or 6 pizza, if you're gonna rush for pizza, you're better off doing it on this screen than you are on the other one. But they seem pretty easy. This is one of the more fun, easy events we've had in a while. Good job! This makes me feel pretty good about buying Zoidberg. I'd feel even better if he was able to fight, although now that I realize that the fry can just blaze through them, it doesn't bother me as much that Zoidberg can't fight. Still wish he had something to do. It's okay. Let's look at more maps! Number 5 has a recommended level of 25. Amy Wong is the first gate. She's a level 27. Bronze, gold, and some brass knuckle. Those, which I actually haven't gotten very much of yet, are going to be used for our decorations around there. And some of our buildings, too. Let's check those out, shall we? Because we haven't really looked at those. We have the Wong Hotel and Casino. We have the Wong Ranch House. Is this foreshadowing? Are we gonna finally get the Wongs at some point here soon? I don't think they're gonna be in this event. Gearotica Theater, the Fronties Meat Market, which is definitely not a front meat market. Butcher, that'll go real good next to the Butcher Bot shop. We'll make a meat section. Wong Ranch, yeah, there's a New Vegas Grand reopening billboard. Swimming with the Fishes Cement Factory. Cauliflower Ear Arena, Paroli's Choice Bus Lines, basically those. You are gonna get a whole bunch of these just over the course of grinding for everything else. Like even on that low map, I got 65 of those. I think it's gonna be pretty easy to get those. Map number 6. This is our first that will require a 3-star character. It is Professor Farnsworth. Once again, a really good choice just to level up. He's in my main party these days at 99 because this is just gonna keep happening and scientists are good to have anyway. Map 7 requires Bender, so let's break him out.
Give back our high-grade robot oil, damn it!
And instead of you, an old man threatening me, a prominent organized crime robot, I suggest a different approach. The way I see it, you should go away if you know what's good for you.
I'm an old man who has to eat mashed carrots and drink prune juice all day, you imbecile. I don't know anything that's good for me anymore. If we don't deliver that shipment of robot oil as contracted, Planet Express will go bankrupt. We have to go to Corleone 5 and steal it back from the robot Mafia. Wait a moment, you imbecile. I thought Planet Express was already bankrupt. No, we're just insolvent, so this will have to be a low-budget heist. I'll start knitting some black turtlenecks.
Alright, defeat 3 robot convicts. That is not retroactive, but it's good to know. I just wanted to get Bender back, because on this map, it's one big loop, and you need a 37 Bender to pass through. Pretty quickly, we're gonna start hitting some stuff that I don't have yet. But for now, I'm doing alright, because I've been focusing on story characters, following my own advice. Can't wait for the next big event to happen, where they decide to never use story characters ever again, and they get to sit on the shelf for a month. Yes! Look at our drop, silver, gold, gold. Whoever's got gold, depending on how much they need, should have a pretty easy time next week. Map 8 has a recommended level of 40, and here I already run into trouble because while I have focused on Scruffy, even having him up to level 81, and there's a delicious gate with his beautiful face on it, he's actually the middle tier path, only getting me these green chests. The blue ones actually require Hermes, and my Hermes is still stuck at 30. I don't know if it's worth it for me to upgrade him right now, because there are other later better maps to grind, but for some of you who may start running into trouble, this is the map where you start to kind of begin to have to make those judgment calls. This map, the drops start looking pretty good, and I bet they're even better with blue boxes. Generally speaking, better colored boxes tend to beat out higher leveled maps, so keep that in mind with your calculations. Map 9 has a recommended level of 45. The gates here are Kif and Smitty. I've got them both. I've got them both at 3 stars, but I don't have them at levels 47 or 49, so I'm taking the weak path. Because sometimes you just get through a map so you can get to the later levels that you actually want to grind. Map 10, recommended level of 50. We have a level 52 Fry and a level 54 Leg Mutant. Still don't quite need a 4-star yet, but it's getting a little tight there. Pretty good. I'm still not getting that many more than I were on the harder paths, so if you have to grind, if you're already getting bypassed and feeling a little bit stuck, don't worry about it. The fuel is not too bad, and it's pretty good to just kind of grind the ones that you can. Map 11, once again, still only 50 as a suggested level, but we're just edging up to 60. I have to do it with Amy, because I have not leveled up Leela yet. She's like next on my list of characters I want to get up to at least 60. Increasingly looking like a 4-star candidate as much. I mean, she's like a main character. These Italian chefs are gonna wreck you if you're not ready for them. They have a ton of health and they hit hard. I think this map is probably gonna be the last one. If you do not have 4-star characters. So, mercifully, Amy and Leela are really good characters to bring up to that level. So that's probably a pretty good objective for most of you for this week here on Map 11. I'm getting a lot of rubber stamps. I don't know if that's good. Map 12 still has a suggested level of 50, but clearly you're gonna either be limping through this green box path here in the innermost track. There are 2 different Earl gates. I don't know why. They both have purple boxes if you've happened to level him. I haven't yet, so we will be taking the Professor level 62 path. He's a very good choice. But this may be out of the range for most players at this point. Look at these blue boxes! Whoa, this actually smaller drops, but you get more of them. So, map 13, I have both of these guys at 60. I could choose one. Oh, Robot Fry has the purple path on this map. That's tempting. We're just gonna take the easy path for now and look at the other ones. Cause really, map 15 is where it's gonna be at. If you're a 99 player. If you're a level 60, level 70 player, these maps are where you're kind of gonna have to make a judgment call and pick the one character that you're gonna hate yourself the least for leveling. Oh, these are some long maps. We're getting a lot of stuff, though. Oh boy, map 14's got my name on it. There are paths of increasing box quality. Green for free, Scruffy for blue. Burglar Bender as an interesting choice for epic drops, but there's a level 75 professor on this map, and that one drops legendary boxes the first time they're available. Professor's looking real good right now. Alright, so that was the last map, and I still have a decent amount of health on everybody. This is looking like my map for getting these tasty legendary cargo boxes. That's pretty good. 129 on the brass knuckles. Not crazy about the amount of bronze bars. I actually think it might be worth grinding some of the earlier maps for some of this week's stuff. All right, so this is the final map. This is number 15. I'm pretty excited because there are no legendary boxes on this map, but there are purple ones. And to get them, you have your choice of Hedonism Bot, my boy, or Bender, who I already wanted to level. So this is pretty good if you've been following the WillBits plan of randomly leveling Hedonism Bot because you think it's funny to do, but also he keeps being useful. I pushed him to 99 and everybody laughed at me. You all laughed at me. But no, here I am, sitting in the lap of luxury, or hedonism, very uncomfortably, and cruising through like it ain't no thing. That's basically it. They did not choose terribly weird characters, but the levels do get pretty high. Level 80 is a pretty nasty gate if you weren't already doing that for the Daily Planet. Lots of gold bars, and the bronze bar drops are kind of bad. I actually think backpedaling to the middle somewhere for bronze bars is gonna be a better strategy for right now, but these maps are still a good stretch goal because I think you're going to want to run deeper maps next week. Figure out what badges you need and pick out your favorite character. This is a good week to push one of those guys. Bender, Hedonism Bot, Professor, all really good choices. If you're in the 60-70 range, pushing one of those up to 80 will go a long way to making this just a real casual breeze. After running through every map exactly once, I've got 80 bronze bars, and I've got 122 silver bars. I can't see how many gold bars and rubber stamps and those other things that I have. I feel like it's way more than this. So definitely gonna check out the Reddit, definitely gonna check out the comments, see which map is actually optimal for this week. I think it's not map 15. It's gonna be one of those other back ranges. So good news if you're still lower leveled. These two guys at least are gonna be, I think, pretty easy to have join your party, especially because hopefully they're not gonna go away halfway through. Last time they did that and it was kind of a jerk move. So, hey, keep them around. I'd like to see 2 weeks to get these guys, especially since getting 45 of those drops is a bit of a pain. It was a lot to go through 15 maps. You guys are making me work! Making me work for it! Hopefully showing those off was helpful. Let me know if you get these. It looks like, I will say, it looks like next week we're definitely getting the Don Bot and probably Mayor C. Randall Poopenmeyer. Oh yeah, available in week 2 of Wise Bots.
So he's definitely coming in.
All right, cool. But we don't know who our third character or costume will be. That's the only unknown at this point. Place your bets. Is it going to be related to rubber stamp? It's probably premium of some kind. And we already have a Zoidberg, who isn't helping us, unfortunately. The specials for these guys mostly relate to being able to attack twice. Joey Mousepad has a freeze ability on his basic attack, and Clamps greases up his Whoozits, and he clamps you twice. So, Clamps gets invulnerable if he gets hurt, and he has a pretty good chance of stunning targets. Joey Mousepad does a double attack after his buff when he's at 3 stars, and when he's low health, he reflects some of his damage back. So they're pretty good in hairy situations, probably less good if you know you're going to be raffle stomping everybody. Alright, that's the Goon Week for our Robot Mafia event. I know I'm going to be trying to level up Bender and probably Leela and some of the other medium story characters. Just the reoccurring theme. I know I sound like a broken record, Let me know what your top level characters are and what map you're going to be trying to get. I know a lot of people enjoyed Monster Week. A lot of people enjoyed Valentine's Day, I think. Hopefully, TinyCo has learned some lessons and is kind of reeling it back in a little bit. I don't know if this is enticing people who have left to come back. If you quit playing and you thought these looked fun and came back in, let me know, because I find that interesting as a thing, because I know the player base has diminished somewhat, and it makes me sad to see you go. Even if I understand that things got a little hairy around the holidays. That's it! I'm rambling too much! I'm sleepy! Have a good one, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.